as researchers have found that 11 million people died globally from the condition in 2017, which is more than double that what was estimated, for previous years. So that 1 in every 5 deaths is caused, by sepsis, outstripping cancer, which is thought to cause 9.6 million fatalities a year. And so this is part of the Mail, in particular, trying to, in their End the Sepsis Scandal, highlight, raise awareness of, this condition and disease. And at the same time, that there is one sort of cause for at least some solace here, which is that, the cases of sepsis have been actually falling over the past 30 years. So at very least we are getting on top. We are, winning the battle.
But yes, but a huge problem, and not least for those poorer countries that top the list of people who are suffering. And the 10 countries with the highest death rates were all in Africa, Central African Republic leading the study. Those are the lowest, wealthiest countries. I mean, that's disturbing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's disturbing, and I was actually shocked to see that it's a bigger killer than cancer. But I suppose it must be. I don't claim to be an expert, but it must be something to do, as it says towards the end of that story, with the development of bugs that are ever more resistant because of the overuse of antibiotics. And of course, we're not just talking about the medical overuse of antibiotics, but also the fact there's antibiotics in milk. There's so as antibiotics become more and more persuasive, it becomes harder and harder pervasive. It becomes harder and harder to find one that will knock this out. But the Sun takes a slightly different attitude to the story, pointing out Britain's sepsis shame, because although Britain is a well-developed country in terms of medical care and all the rest of it, we're only 45th on that list of countries in the world in terms of our efficiency at dealing with this. And it's killing 48,000 people a year in Britain, which is up there with the most lethal cancers, I think.
So we all need to look up the symptoms and become
indeed,
aware.
And there has been an information campaign about the symptoms, boosted by a plot line in The Archers, where one of the characters died of it. But it still seems to be escaping a lot of people, just how serious it can be.
That's right. So people need to be more aware themselves, and perhaps seek help if they are suspicious. But yeah, quite shocking stuff today. Let's move on to a story of a much lighter bent. This is inside the Sun, and I've said it once, but I find it hard to say scone rather than scone. But anyway, I'll say it again. Rolling Scones split up, and this is all about Sandy Toksvig leaving
Yes, the great TV institution, the Great British Bake Off, now has been rocked by Sandy Toksvig leaving after 3 years. Noel Fielding is distraught and has taken to Twitter and said he basically feels like Mick without his Keith, and so hence the pun now arrives here. At the same time, though, while the Sun's having great fun running a sort of runners and riders for who will then fill her shoe, as it were, CHOUX this time. Joe Grant at the top, Nadia Hussain ranking high, Jeremy Corbyn odds of 100 to 1, good at handling other people's dough. Most of his ideas are hard to swallow. But at the same time, there is also some catty showbiz chatter in the rest of the story. As they say that maybe Sandy Toksvig, didn't like the conditions of her working area. She was desperate to leave for ages. I mean, who knows? Obviously, Sandy's not commented on this. It may just be kind of trying to kick her in the back while she's on the way out.
Well, that's right. And she's talked about it being a wonderful programme, hasn't she? And she said she was leaving to spend more time with my other work, and insisted she'll remain very close friends with the rest of the team, with Noel and the judges as well. But will you be sad to see her go, very briefly?
Well, I'm always sad to see Sandy Toksvig go from anywhere, because she's such a great entertainer. But I love this bit here, where it says that she spent most of it latterly, she wasn't enjoying it much, and she spent most of her time hiding out in what looked like a bijou shepherd's hut, knitting on her own. The things that happen when making a television programme. I think a lot of people will empathise with that.
That's right, nothing wrong with knitting, no, absolutely not. We've only got about 30 seconds or so, but there's an extraordinary story in the Times about neighbours rowing over a cat.
Yeah, this is the fantastic fat cat Aussie story, a great West London story of a cat that was going about, as cats do, being fed by more than one family. And eventually, the family that was responsible for the cat was so worried about the state of it that they spent £20,000 fighting a court case to stop the neighbour from feeding the cat.
And I have some sympathy, because I had a cat that did the same thing. I wondered why it was putting on weight, and then it came back smelling of cigarettes and perfume, which I don't think it was down to its smoking and spritzing itself, but clearly been getting 2 dinners courtesy of our neighbours, so I have some understanding of that predicament. Anyway, very good to see you both. Asa and Joyce, thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.